Ladies and gentlemen, we are tuned in to the Rico Report. I really don't know what to tell you. That game was insane. Welcome to the Big Squad. Shout out to the Big Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Squad. Welcome on a very special evening to the Rico Report. We are here. He is our team. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. Bing, 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 bing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. You are tuned into the Rico Report, brought to you by it's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's always Buffalo versus everybody, and I am pleased and I'm thankful to have a special guest with us today. This is the 6'4". I'm not going to list him at 6'3". I'm going to list him at 6'4", 210-pound receiver from Oregon State. Go up and get it type of receiver. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Isaiah Hodgins. Bing, biggity, bing. Welcome to the show, my man. What's going on, fella?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm ready. That's good.
Let's go, man. Yo, I had to give you that right introduction, man. We can't just say, Isaiah Hodgins, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. No, we got to give you the bing, biggity, bing. Welcome to the Rico Report. Well, on this show, man, we chop it up. We have fun, and we talk football and everything around, Mr. Isaiah Hodgins. So, Let's get right to it, man. 6'3", 210. And I'm looking at your frame. Like, and it's a
215.
Oh shit, you put some weight on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So 215. We have to make that clear. 6'4", 215.
Yeah.
That looks a little better. So Oregon State. You're at Oregon State and you come on and start right off the bat. So what was that like coming on as a freshman and just, I'm that guy starting right off the bat as a freshman?
I mean, it was definitely a little pressure on the shoulders, but that's what I wanted, and that's kind of why I went there. Out of high school, I was a 4-star recruit, and I had a lot of offers, and like my top was like Michigan and Oregon and Nebraska, Washington, all these schools and stuff, and I had a lot of them in my top, but I talked to some guys in the league at the time, like Brandon Cooks and Marcus Wheaton and all those guys, so. And that kind of like stirred me towards Oregon State. And I just kind of felt like that family environment. So then when I was there, I was like, all right, like, I'm the first 4-star wide receiver since Brandon Cooks. Like, I'm trying to start as a freshman.
Let's go.
I got to get it. Like, this is my time. And it definitely helped me develop too.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I've always wondered this. I mean, I'm from Canada, right? So you hear about recruiting visits. Was there like some crazy recruiting visits, man? Yo, you need to come here, and here's what we're gonna do. This place is Party City, and were they trying to get you on some of these tours? And you're like, man, that's not what I'm here for, man. So what made you choose it compared to like other places that were probably more enticing?
Yeah, I mean that I had a benefit, having my pops in my corner. He had been through that process already, and in the NFL and everything. So. When a lot of colleges try to throw that at me and, like, you're going to have a real fun night here and this, my dad kind of helped me steer clear of, you can have fun and enjoy that, but that's not why you're here. You're here to get to the NFL, and what college is going to help you accomplish that the best. So I kind of just had that in my mind, while I was visiting.
Oh, so you had dad in your ear, and that's influential. You have to have that. Yeah. And we'll get into that in just a moment. So freshman year, you start 6 games. 31 receptions, 275. Modest.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you go to your sophomore year, 11 games started, 59 receptions, 876. Now you're starting to get noticed. Now you're putting some numbers up.
Yeah.
This is the year that you popped off, man. You went 86 catches, 1,100 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Hold on. What happened from sophomore year to junior year that made you just click and it just happened for you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely my work ethic stepped up a little bit, but the game like really, really slowed down. And like my sophomore year was that first year with my quarterback, Jake Luton, who got drafted to the Jaguars. And
Right.
junior year was like he was a senior, I was a junior, and we both kind of had in our mind of like, all right, we're the big dogs. Like, this is, we got to lead this offense. Like, let's make this our league years. Like, we already kind of had it in our head, and the game was just really slowed down. I had a real good wide receiver coach help me read coverages and do this. I mean, I was playing in the slot, the outside, everything. So, it was a real good chemistry throughout the whole team.
So now I have to ask this question because I'm watching tape. I'm watching Mr. Isaiah Hodgins, and I'm like, is this guy a slot? Is he like a wideout? Like, where does he feel more where do you feel more comfortable playing?
I mean, I really like being all over the field, like that's what I like about wide receivers like Keenan Allen and Devontae Adams. Like they're super comfortable, and just like Diggs too. Like you could put them on the outside and they're gonna beat press all day and feel comfortable. Put them on the inside and like it's a mismatch with safeties and other people. And I feel comfortable there too. But really anywhere on the field is.
So we can just put you because Dable doesn't play, man. He doesn't want you just doing one thing. I need to be able to put you on the field and go everywhere. So I respect it. The fact that you'll be here and there, I'm looking forward to it. 6'4" in the damn slot, though. Okay, we're gonna have our eyes on you, man. So you could have come back after junior year, and that's always a tough decision. Why not come back and solidify what you did in your junior year for your senior season? Why not come back?
I mean, there was a lot of different factors. I mean, a part of me wanted to, and to enjoy that last year, but at the same time, we had a lot of people leaving too, and I felt like I put out the tape and the numbers that I could, and it's hard when you have like your quarterback that you've been there with the whole time leave, some O linemen, and some other big pieces that kind of factor into that. So, I kind of talked it over with my family and some other close friends and stuff, and just felt like it was the best decision. I felt like I was ready for the NFL, and, I was ready to make that jump and that next challenge, just how I kind of was in high school.
And it doesn't hurt that you had a monster year. You got to kind of play off of that monster year that you had, because I'm looking at receiver Jamar Chase. Mm-hmm. Huge year the year before. And he's like, you know what? I'm opting out. My quarterback's gone. All this stuff is happening. And LSU wasn't the same team, man. And now he's one of the top guys that are coming into the draft because of his monster year. And I've seen guys go back and try to solidify themselves even more, and then they downgrade. So great decision on your end. So now, see, you decide I'm going to the draft. You got to pick representation. Your dad is probably on your side, kind of like, all right, here's the best things that you got to do. Are you your own man and kind of like, Dad, I got this? Or you're like, yo, give me everything you got?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of a mixture of both. I know it doesn't really make sense, but I kind of he lets me figure out a lot of the stuff on my own, and he gives me some advice and stuff. But at the end of the day, he knows I have to make my decisions of where I want to do, where I want to train, and I'll ask him for advice, and he'll give it to me. But like he definitely gives me advice of just interviews, coaches, all that stuff leading up to the combine and everything, and pro day, how it's going to be, and what a team's looking for, and what you
right.
Do this. He gave me all that advice, and then at the same time, he's like, you got to do your own thing, and it's your life. So,
it's your life. That's a tough one. You're like, yo, Dad, but it's my life, but I still kind of need you on my side, fam.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. So speaking of pops, I'm sitting here. I see this man right here, right? There's that old school pick from Pop. Was he blocking for Marshall Faulk?
Yeah.
Fam, he must have stories upon stories. Is there one story that stands out that Pops told you from the league? It may not even be about him. It could be about this other player. Is there something that stands out to you like, yo, I'm always gonna remember the story that my dad told me?
He told me he tried. I kind of got a break this year because of COVID with rookie duties and everything, and we still had to do like some, but I feel like it wasn't as intense, and he definitely has some real good rookie stories of stuff that he went through and stuff that they put other people through. So, there's a couple of them that,
that kind of rookie hazing type of stuff.
Yeah. And back then that was like normal and it was all right. Like, and, like nothing would really happen. Like,
forget about it now, man. Yeah. You can't even do nothing like that.
No, do nothing now.
No way. All right. So you now are you have your representation, and now your agent is telling you, hey man, you might go third, you might go fourth. Where did they have you ranged that you could potentially get drafted?
I was a mid-round guy, so they were projecting like the earliest probably like the third, and the latest I was thinking was like the fifth, and I ended up going to six. So
Right. Okay, so you're at home with your family, and all this is happening, right? And I had to do a little bit of research, right? So first round, I mean, all the big boys go down, right? Ruggs, Jerry Jersey, CeeDee Lamb, Rieger, Brandon Ayuk, all them cats. You're like, okay, I know I'm not going first round. I'm not going second round. That's cool. Then third round comes in. You see Bryan Edwards go. Then Duvernay, right? Then you're like, all right, hold on a second. And then you see Gabriel Davis go. You not knowing what's happening right now. Gabriel Davis goes. Gannon Goldie. Then I'm looking at 20 odd receivers going ahead of you. Are you now sitting here going,
yeah.
Like, what's your reaction when you're seeing your peers? You're like, yo, I'm better than that guy. I'm better than that guy. What's happening in your mind when you're seeing all these guys get drafted before you?
Yeah, it was. I definitely had a chip on my shoulder for sure, and that's why I definitely can't wait for this offseason and this year to go prove that to everyone. Just because I was watching that, just knowing like, you know, obviously like you said, the first, second round, I knew I wasn't going there, and then when I started getting third, fourth, fifth, you know, there was just you know, there's some great talent out there, but there was definitely some guys that I felt like you know, I was better than. So it gave me a little bit chip on my shoulder. So, you know, I mean, I'm ready to go out and prove myself, and that's all I can do.
So you got a chip on your shoulder. You angry?
Yeah.
Can we get you angry? Can we get you angry? We need you angry because I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you got drafted in the 6, I was like, hold on a second. Who's this? Who's this Isaiah Hodgins cat? 73% catch. Like, what's with you? You don't drop balls, man. What's up with that? Like, what is it? You got stick them on your hands or what? I need to understand what goes into focusing on catching the ball, because a lot of times you see a lot of cats are turning the head before catching the ball, and that's where it's a break in concentration. Were you taught something different growing up catching the football? Or is it what is it about the art of catching the football?
Yeah, I feel like my dad just taught me at like a super young age. I mean, I remember being 6 years old, like in the backyard, just like 100 catches a night. You know, him just teaching me what they taught Larry Fitzgerald and Marshall Faulk and Anquan Bolden, all these dudes who he played with that were, you know, legit wide receivers, Hall of Famers, and all this stuff. And he's just giving me tips of, oh, this is what Larry does after practice, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing that stuff since a high schooler and everything. And, you know, I'm just part of it, you know, I feel like it's God-given ability. Then the other half is, you know, like just that, you know, going to get it and putting in that work.
No, I totally get it. Now, we can't call this the Rico report unless I keep it a buck. And I gotta bring something up with you. Nothing crazy, right? Don't get nervous. Nothing crazy. So I'm watching the combine, and I'm like, all right, we're watching everybody around the 40. We're watching everybody, you know, do the bench press. Is there something in that combine that you like, man, if I could do that over again, I swear I could. What was it that stood out to you? A couple things, or one thing that stood out the most that you're like, if I did a little better here, man, I think I could have went higher. Like, what was it that stood out for you?
I mean, I think my field day and my running, my routes and everything was good. I think my interviews was good. I definitely think my 40, if I would have got it, just, you know, I was aiming for the 4.5s, and I ended up running just over that. At
you're close.
Yeah,
you're close, man.
4.61 or something. So yeah, I think that. I mean, I jumped good, like 37.5 or whatever. So I was definitely you know, and I think bench too. I think I could have put up way more. Like right now, I can. You know, before my surgery, I was hitting way more after the combine. I just think like with my shoulder and, you know, me and all those doctors and then tugging and pulling and trying to test it and stuff, you know, it was kind of, I felt like I could have put more reps up on that.
So speaking of the injury, because you brought up the shoulder now, because I'm looking at your bench and you had about like 10 reps at the bench. And I'm like, nah, there's something that like I'm sure you could have done more. And everybody, they could feel they could have done more.
Yeah.
Did that linger into the offseason with the Bills, that shoulder injury? How much did that linger and limit you while in camp and meeting with people and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a big issue at first because, you know, I came in there and I was strong, and that's why I was kind of mad from the combine because I was way stronger after the combine than I was before. Like I was hitting like 15 reps, you know, for
okay.
So then like I was like, okay, like if I would have did this on the combine, it would have been different. But I first got there and everything was good and just like normal, trying to keep my shoulder intact and everything and stuff like that. And then as time goes on, it just got to the point where it started getting more painful and, like things started to happen to it. So, it just was a good decision from everyone from the front office and my agent, everyone to just get surgery now so I could actually have an off season to train for and, not wait till the last second to get it. So.
No doubt. Okay. Yeah. So I'm watching. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rico Report. I am joined by Mr. Isaiah Hodgins. Mr. Isaiah Hodgins, do you have nickname? Did anybody give you a nickname anytime in college or with the Bills right now?
I was usually just called Zay, but with the Bills, it's funny because Isaiah McKenzie gets mad because he's obviously been there longer than me, and he's been in the league longer, solidified and everything, and they call us Big Isaiah and Little Isaiah. And they call me Big Isaiah, and
Big Zay, Little Zay.
Yeah, exactly. And he gets a little bit mad. He's like, man, he's not Big Isaiah. I'm Big Isaiah.
Listen, let me tell you something about Lil Isaiah because we had Mario Addison on the squad, and we had a nice interview, and he says, man, we call that man Lil Dirty. Yeah, I was like, what, Lil Dirty? So you know about that? You could,
definitely.
So we didn't want. Go ahead.
That nickname fits him perfect. That's a perfect description of him.
And that's the thing, right? Because I was telling him, I was like, fam, they call you Lil Dirty, man. Like, yo, I can't call you that. Can I call you Lil Clean? And he's like, all right, man, you can call me whatever you want. Now, he's super chill, so he was good about it. But the fact that it fits him perfectly, man, I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna say, yo, Zay, Big Zay, he was talking a little ish on you.
Big Isaiah, he gonna get mad at that one.
Yeah, Big Isaiah was talking some ish. All right, so peep this. So you now are drafted by the Bills. Are you like, man, I'm going to Buffalo? I did not expect that. Or did you know it was coming because the way they were kind of, kind of courting you and trying to bring you to Buffalo? Or were you like, I was completely surprised?
I really didn't see it coming, but at the same time, looking back at it, I could have. At my pro day, I remember talking to the scout, and he was one of the first persons to, give me his card, and I did multiple Zoom interviews with him and everything. But I wasn't really thinking anything of it because there were so many teams that I was doing that for. And then, I got the call, and it wasn't a Buffalo area code. It wasn't a New York area code or anything. So I was what team is this? And I answered, and it was Sean McDermott and Brandon Bean. And I was like, oh, dang. That was my first reaction. Dang, I'm going to Buffalo. Especially being from Cali, I'm going all the way to the other side of the nation. I was just damn, this is crazy.
So you going to Buffalo and you're like, yo, I know nothing about Buffalo. All I know is it's really cold out there. I'm sure of it. That's what's going on in your mind. Yeah. So your pops must have said, yo, don't think about that. Or what did your dad say when you did get drafted by Buffalo? What did he have to say about Buffalo?
He played for the Jets, so he played at Buffalo a couple. I think he said once or twice, and lived in New York, a different part of New York. But he lived there for a little bit, and he was just like, man, you better get ready for the cold, boy. Let me tell you. He's not the type to, he always shoots it straight. So he was like,
got you.
Cold there, you better prepare, bring a couple fur jackets or something like that. So I was.
So was it as bad as everybody's trying to make it seem?
No. It's. Everyone was trying to make it seem like it's just a complete ghost town and nothing goes on. And it's just the worst thing. It's cool here. I got my family here, and the people here are amazing, man. Fans are crazy. If you run into certain people who just know you and this and that, it's a great environment, man. I like it. So,
Listen, man, people don't, until you go to Buffalo and you get the love from the people, it's totally different. You get a lot of people bumping gums, talking about Buffalo this, Buffalo that. Yo, Buffalo's a great place, man. They got good people.
No, for real.
Yo, you better let them know, man. Big Zay, you better let them know. So here's the deal, man. You guys had, in the offseason, you got a chance to go out to Florida. I think you guys were out in Florida. And you're out with Josh Allen. You're out with Stefon Diggs. Even my guy, Deion Dawkins, was out there showing love. What was the atmosphere like? Because now you're with everybody. So meeting Josh Allen, meeting Stefon Diggs, were you fanboying, or were you like, yeah, I'm going to keep it cool. I'm going to just do what I got to do?
No, I always I tell people about this at the facility all the time. I said the only time that I had one day of fanboying, and I was like, all right, I'm here now. I can't do that. And it was draft night. After draft night, Diggs had texted me, and he was like, yo, It's Diggs, lock me in, blah blah, congrats, like. And I just remember looking at my phone, being like, damn, like I used to watch this dude in high school, like I used to watch his tape, like this, like he really texting me right now, like followed me on the gram, this, that, like everything. I'm like, hold up, like this real. And then after that, I'm like, all right, like I'm here now too, like I got to lock back in. And then so meeting him was cool, and it's just like it was like very observant, like he took me under his wing, man. Like we were out there. Me and him were training with like Antonio Brown and Chad Johnson and like all these people, and I was just soaking all that in, like, and it was just
timeout. Hold on, you with Chad Johnson, Mr. Ocho Cinco himself,
and he went to Oregon State too. So me and him were talking a little bit, of that, and he had already like known me because he watched one of my games versus UCLA, which I had like 3 touchdowns or something. So he already followed me and kind of knew.
Stunt on him. Let's go.
No. So he kind of knew. So then but seeing like all just that environment, like that's when I was really like, all right, like I'm here, like it's work, like I gotta lock in, like we're just training in Florida, and we see just all these NFL players rolling through, training, throwing, doing this, and I'm like, damn, like seeing all these dudes like Cole Beasley, Josh Allen, everyone like really work, like, and like just their work ethic, their grind, like their dedication, and it's like, all right, like, and ever since that, I've just been taking tips of pulling stuff of what I could do like them and how I can mix it into my game, and doing all that. So
it must be crazy because you're like, hold up, man. I was doing this for fun, playing in high school. I did it in college. I know I could take it serious, but now, like, this is your job.
Yeah.
Is it kind of weird to like, yo, this is my job, man?
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about that because it's like at the same time, like you have so much fun doing it, and like going to the facility every day with people that you love to hang out with and talk to and interact with and playing the sport that you love. And then at the same time, like you said, it's like it's a business now. Like in college, it really wasn't a business, and now like it's a business. Like anything could happen. Anyone could get cut. Anyone could do this, and it's like at the same time, it's your job. Like you're really there all day. Like college, you go lift weights, have a little practice run, and you're done by like 1 because you got classes and you got other stuff like that. Like NFL, during training camp, you there all day, and it's like it's just different. So
eat, sleep, football, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I love that, man. So now Chad Johnson is one of my faves. Love Chad Johnson. The guy is just a character. And he's got one of the best feet in the game. And I'm curious, when you're rubbing shoulders with Stefon Diggs, you're rubbing shoulders with AB, especially AB. I'm curious because he kind of snubbed us. He didn't want to come to Buffalo because he thought Buffalo wasn't going to be about anything. So when you're out there with these guys, are you asking questions a lot, or are they coming to you saying, yo, see what I just did there? You got to do this and what? So what was that? What was kind of like that? That was like,
I kind of ask questions a lot, just because, like I'm not really I ask questions and then I kind of sit back and observe at the same time. Like there's times where like I'm quiet and I'm just like sitting there and I'm watching Diggs' feet and Brown's feet and this. And then there was times where I went up to Antonio Brown. I'm like, yo, like, what's your best release for this type of coverage or this? Or like, why'd you just do that right there at the top of your route? And he sits there and he breaks it down to me and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's a good mixture of that. And then as I got into the season, like in training camp and stuff, like Diggs would just start coming up because he knew what type of person I was. Now he'd just come up to me and, I like to do this on this route and rah, and kind of chop it up and talk about studying the game, studying yourself and like all that stuff. So, he really taught me some good stuff in offseason.
What's Brian Dable's like playbook like? Is it like, yo, you got to get in that thing, and not to go into details. You don't got to go through details, but is it like you can't just kind of crack it open and be like, I'm good? You got to get into that. Is it kind of like that, or it's just any other playbook, man? You just got to get in it and just learn it and just go.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's kind of like that because like all football at the end of the day is football, and you got your different coordinators trying to mix stuff up and all that, but it's definitely a playbook you got to get into. I will say that. He's a very creative guy, probably one of the smartest coaches I've been around so far. Just watching him just break down games and, all right, we're gonna do this and that versus this, and break down percentages and this. And he loves football. Like, eat, sleep, drink football, like all that. Like, he'll call you at any time during the day talking about football. So he's definitely a dude that you like to be around if you're a football guy.
So, and speaking of people you want to be around, it seems that you guys have mad love for your receivers coach.
Oh yeah.
Man, tell me more about Chad. But like, what's so like special about the bond that you guys have with your receivers coach, Chad? Like, what's going on with that?
Man, he's one of the best coaches I've ever had for real, and he's just such a genuine dude, and he really wants to see you get better, and he's honest with you. And a lot of coaches, I feel like, will sugarcoat that because they don't want to hurt your feelings or this, and he'll be honest and straight up with anybody. Diggs, me, Mackenzie, Gabe, anybody, and I mean, he's just such a genuine dude, though. He got mad love for all the receivers. He wants to see everybody do good, whether you on the team or not. He talks about keeping relationships with receivers who don't even play for the Bills no more. And he's just an honest, genuine dude. So it makes you want to really play hard for him. It makes you want to, like, listen to him, do good, and like all that. And he's just a real good dude.
I like that, and it kind of makes you kind of transition a little bit because we're talking about the receivers, right? But somebody's got to get you the damn ball. And now we get to JA-17, Josh Allen. I have to ask this question, though. You're catching balls from, you know what I'm saying, like random quarterbacks at the combine. Now you have your one quarterback. What's it like catching a ball from Allen? Is it one of those, because there's quarterbacks that catch really easy catchable balls, or is his where you just got to get the right timing? Does he fire that in? Does it look like it's coming soft but hits you hard? Like, what's that catching a football like from Josh Allen?
I mean, he's proved himself a lot this year, and he's apart from what a lot of people try to say and like the stigma he has, man, he's like accurate. He knows what he's doing. Like, he knows when to touch on it. He knows when to fire it in there. So I really think it just kind of depends on that. Like, if he sees you on a dig and it's a small window, like, he's gonna shoot it in there, and you're gonna feel it too, and you might have to body catch that thing real quick. But if he sees you on a deep ball, he's gonna put some air on it and let you run under it and stuff. It's gonna be like perfect touch. So I mean, I really think he has it all, and this year explained it, man. Like, he went crazy this year, and next year I feel like, man, he can even go more crazy. So it's like, I mean, he's a fun dude to watch, fun dude to be around. He definitely took me under his wing, man. Was always invited me over to places, me and Gabe, the rookies, making sure we're always good. And, he's real genuine good dude. So that's definitely a quarterback that you want on your team.
No doubt, man. Yo, listen, man, we going to one game away. We were one game away. We're going to bring it next year. And we're going to take this. Now, this receiver room was crazy packed. You had the big 4 to 5, right? Diggs, John Brown, Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis. Then you had Andre Roberts as your return guy. So all offseason, guys like myself were like, we're speculating. Who's going to get that receiver 6? Are they going to keep 7? Are they keeping 6? Then you have Lil Zay. Then you got Duke Williams that was coming on hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, it's you. You make the roster. How happy were you? Were you like,
man,
as if?
Yeah. It was definitely like a day where it was just like, dang, like, it was like, just being a rookie, making it on your first roster. And like, unfortunately for me, I had to get put on IR and then, like, mess with my shoulder and everything. But still, I just remember being with my wife, and it was just it definitely was a great day. And it was a day where I'm like, all right, like, I get to be here this year. I get to play here. Like, I get to learn from all these people. Like, I get to, enjoy my time. And not saying that nothing could change mid-season or anything, but, I just had in my mind that, I'm a work grind, and, it's finally time.
Did you know that making the roster was one thing, but did you know that they're about to place me on IR because of my shoulder? Or was that something that just like, oh, snap, something just happened?
I kind of like had a feeling in a sense, just because I know that like towards the end of training camp, I started to have some problems with it. In the beginning of training camp, kind of like you said, like, I was good. I was feeling good.
Right.
I was doing all that, and then it was kind of unfortunate because it was like right at the end where it kind of just started, bugging out a little bit and have some issues, and I was seeing the trainers more and more. So then that's when I kind of had to have some talks with Brandon Beane and everything, which I definitely like love and thank him for, because I look at the situation. You could look at it negative, like, oh, you didn't get to play your rookie year in this, but at the same time, if I would have stayed in Corvallis, Oregon, and had to get my surgery there,
right,
a college doctor versus going to a real good doctor like in the NFL, like, it probably might have been the best thing for my shoulder and for my career, because now it's that extra confidence to be able to play knowing like, hey, my shoulder's good, like, I can go up and get this without thinking anything's bad's gonna happen to it again. And so
are we ready to get Isaiah Hodgins healthy for camp?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. We excited. We are hella excited. It's gonna be tough because like you said earlier, it's a business, and I mean, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But there's some people that you love like your play cousin, but some of them cats gotta go. And I hate to say it, but it opens up a spot for Mr. Hodgins to come in year 2. So, which brings me to this. We have a game called 2 Words. I kind of gave you a little bit of a setup. So I'm gonna name a few things, and you're going to spit the first 2 things that come to your mind. Are you ready, sir?
That's good. That's good.
Oh, he doesn't look nervous. You look good. You look good. So right before we get into it, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by receiver Big Zay, Isaiah Hodgins, and he's here to play 2 Words with us. Sir, are you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Here we go. NFL Combine.
Long and exhausting.
Okay. All right, here we go. Oregon State football.
Fun and I would say eventful.
Becoming a new dad.
A blessing and man.
Go ahead and speak on that, man, because
I got to do more than 2 words for that one.
Go ahead, man. Yo, the floor is yours, man. Talk on it, man. New daddy.
Yeah, definitely a blessing, man. It helps you look at the world different, man. Like even going to work every day in football, it's just like I got a little kid to provide for now and everything. And the way he just looks up at me and, you know, my wife and everything. And it's just it's amazing. It's a great feeling. He's not talking yet, but by the time I'm trying to get him to say dad first before mom, man.
No doubt. It's going to be tough, but you know what? They hang out with mom more often, so they're probably going to look at mom more.
I'm trying to brainwash him a little bit.
I like it, man. Yo, I'm congratulations on that too, because you're newly married as well. So congrats on that. And you got yourself a little baby boy. Is it baby boy, right?
Yeah. Yes,
there you. What's his name?
Isaiah Jr.
Oh snap! You gave him the junior. Okay, I see you, kid. I see you. All right, so here you go. And I appreciate that. I wanted to, because as a father to another father, man, it's tough because you have to provide. This is the crazy thing, man. You got to take the baby home, and now you got to provide. So you got to do everything you can. So that's why my man Isaiah Hodgins is going to be that guy for the Bills. Here we go. You ready for it?
Yep.
The crowd in the stands.
Wild and loud. Like those playoffs, man, that was crazy. Like
no, we were watching from home and like, man, 6,700 people in there. It sounded a lot of.
It didn't sound like that. It sounded like it was packed. Like it was crazy. It was. Man.
Wait till the season is full. You're gonna lose your mind. I'm gonna tell you that right now. How about this? 2 words to describe the crowded receiver room that past offseason.
Competitive, but also just brothers. Like I feel like everyone in there is just, you know, my brother, and everyone treats each other like that, man.
Cole Beasley.
Fiery, like feisty.
Feisty? Okay.
Fiery, feisty, and just he's just like a workaholic. I would say that. Like he's feisty, man. Like
I like it.
Competitive. Like he's ready to go after and go get it.
He'll fight you. He'll fight you.
He's straight up all about ball, and then like just all about work too. Like just shit. Like he's a good dude. I'm
gonna keep it real. Cole Beasley's music.
Oh, the fire, and he knows more about music than any people really think he does. Like you have a conversation with them about music, just about anything, Tupac versus Biggie or 50 Cent's best album or whatever, man. He really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. I'm like,
sure, okay.
Man,
here we go. John Brown.
Big brother and fast. I mean, I think we call him Smoke because, you know, man, he could go, and you know, he really took me in under his wing too, like me and Gabe, man. He's like a big bro for real.
The friendship between you and Gabe Davis.
Man, that's my dog, man. I would definitely again say brother, and just competitive / funny too, man. You know, he's a Florida cat. I'm a Cali dude. We always arguing about what state better. This,
yes, sir.
Bad, and
all right,
that's my dog.
Here we go. I got one for you. Sean McDermott.
I mean, he's definitely a player's coach. Definitely a player's coach, and he definitely cares about you just on and off the field. Like he's just a very caring person. Like he's not just I haven't been obviously around multiple head coaches in the NFL, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen from him, just times like him letting me miss a practice to go see my son get born and everything, and
That's love.
birth and all that. Like from what I've heard, like from a lot of vets, is like there's not a lot of coaches like that sometimes, and like you might have to squeeze it in on an off day or something like that. And Coach Mcdermott, man, he on and off the field, man, he loves you.
True G. Yo, how do you guys feel about when he keeps doing this?
You always clapping, man. Always clapping, man.
I swear my man wakes up out of sleep going, whoa, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Good morning, everybody. You know what I'm saying? All right. So a couple more. And this is not a 2 words. This is just, I'm curious. Fastest receiver in the room.
Isaiah McKenzie.
Isaiah McKenzie. Yo, he said that too. He said he's the fastest in the room. He
said
it.
Yeah,
now,
a lot of people didn't believe him. We had a little race one day, and did Diggs still think he faster than him though? He don't want to. You might have to ask Diggs about that one or him. But
so who was neck and neck? Was it Diggs?
I think the top. I mean, Andre Roberts definitely up there too. Like, cause he could fly too. But Isaiah just got that extra little gear. That he just got, and he's fast, man, for real.
Let me tell you something. Isaiah McKenzie told me Saron Neal's one of the fastest guys on the team.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it.
Yeah. And man, if you watch him even in practice, is different, and then you watch him in a game, like run down on kickoff and everything, like or just sprint, just anything. That dude.
Yo, they don't call him Bam Bam for nothing, man. He'll knock the block off of you.
Man, he can fly, he can do all that, man.
No doubt. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that was 2 words with my guy Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie, Isaiah McKenzie, you got me saying Isaiah McKenzie because you got him on my mind with the speed, man. Isaiah Hodgins, my man, Big Zay. Now, a lot of Bills fans don't know much about Isaiah Hodgins. I have a segment called Say It With Your Chest. Now, a lot of times you're going to get a hard worker, you're going to get a this and bump all that. I want you to, this is the time that you get to stunt and let people know what you physically are bringing to the Bills that is going to make you stand out. So I'll let you collect yourself. I'm going to play a little segment and you come back and this is your time to say it with your chest. Hold on a second.
I got you.
Say it with chest. Say it with chest. Say it with chest. Say it with chest. Say it.
Floor is yours. Let's go.
Man, like you were saying before, like real talk, like I'm going to go up and get it, man. And, that's what I was known for. And especially in college, you get me in that red zone, you get me a deep ball just anywhere, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna make that play, and that's what I look forward to doing with the Bills, running routes, for a big guy, quick feet, all that. So, I can't wait to show out my talent.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Go up and get it, because I'll tell you right now, Josh Allen is not, like you said, he's not afraid. He sees that little window.
He'll give you a chance, man. No matter who you are, man.
He'll give you a chance. My goodness, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah Hodgins, Big Zay, joined us today, man. I honestly, sincerely appreciate your time because, listen, you got better things to do than to hang out with your boy, but you did, and I really appreciate it. So do you have any charities or do you have any businesses that are starting or things that you're interested in that you want Bills Mafia to know about that you want to plug?
Not yet. I'm actually in the work talking with some of my agents about some of that stuff. I think that's like always been on my heart as a kid, especially growing up in California. We got a lot of homeless people, and I've always wanted to open up my own homeless shelter. So whenever it gets time for that, a lot of help and support of getting that out would be awesome. But I want to open up, like I've always said, I want my homeless shelter to be different. I feel like because I've had some homeless relatives, friends, and all that, and I feel like a lot of shelters are good nowadays, but I feel like it's kind of just like a stop and go place. And I really want to like fund my place to be like man, you could go in there and I want to hire people there to work there full time and help you fill out a job application or help you, set up an apartment that you can get or like something like that, barbers there, real food, this, like everything, like help you get back on your feet, not just get a night's sleep. And you could do that too, but I want to really pour into that. So I feel like that's my main calling, also while I'm here in the NFL. Like,
listen, man, that is dope. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, Buffalo Fanatics has you. You need any promotion that you want to push that out, you reach out to us and we will help that. We have the ability to reach out to a lot of Bills Mafia. So anything like that, man, we're all going to be behind that. So thank you for your time, man. And listen, man, we're looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, Big Zay to get on that field and give us that extra edge we need on that offense to get up and go get it. You, Gabe Davis, Lil Zay, Stefon Diggs, man, the whole crew's coming. It might be changing, but I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Hodgins on the field, man. I appreciate your time, man, and you have yourself a good one, man. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the Rico Report. Isaiah Hodgins, salute to you, and I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are tuned in to the Rico Report.
I really don't know what to tell you. That game was insane. Welcome to the Big Squad.
Shout out to the Big Squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Squad. Welcome on a very special evening to the Rico Report. We are here. He is our team. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. Bing, 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 bing.